Hey y'all, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. You feel me? I want to come on here real quick and just do another quick story time about how a bitch got caught in the crossfire, got caught, after getting out of a club and they start shooting out at the club and shit. Which this is a story that a lot of motherfuckers then went through, especially when you out in the bigger cities and you going to these hole in the wall clubs, in rougher areas. You going to day parties, you going to, any place really you can be succumbed to, getting shot at, bitch. It just is what it is. I went to this club with my friends. It was a new club and they played R&B and rap there, so you already know it was a young crowd up in there to begin with, okay? So we get up in there and it's really crowded up in there, and that's one thing that irritates me is going to a club when it's really super packed, because I'm not really a big fan of going out like that anyway. I can pop out here and there. We was in there dancing, turning up and shit, and all of a sudden these dudes got into an argument, so instantly I'm up in there like, okay, the minute that these dudes get into this, they start arguing, and then they gonna take it to another notch, and a gun gonna come out. You just already know that to begin with, So as they're arguing and stuff, I'm trying to tell my friend that I was with at the time. I was trying to tell her, come on, let's go. But she was too busy trying to see what the argument was all about. And I'm consistently telling her, hey, let's go, let's get up out of here. And she just didn't want to go. And that's one thing that was super frustrating, going somewhere with somebody when you ready to leave and they're not ready to go. So I'm telling her, like, come on, let's go, because I know that they gonna be, once they get to arguing and shit, the next thing that's gonna come out is a damn gun. I already knew that. You feel me? So she like still not really trying to listen to me and shit. And all of a sudden, her sister just popped up out of nowhere. So she saw her sister and she was like hanging out with her sister and, start, kicking it with her. And the whole time, the guys were still going back and forth in the corner. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. Let's go. You feel me? And I couldn't even get her ass to even listen to me. They start arguing so bad to the point where security went ahead and started getting their ass the hell up out of there. The security pushing everybody out the club. So they end up pushing my ass out the club, and she was still in the club. They pushing their ass out. They pushing everybody out with them. You feel me? So I end up getting my ass tossed up out the club. Ain't even involved in the damn fight. You feel me? It just got crazy. So I'm out, basically on the curb. They done kick my ass out like how they do in the movies and shit. Toss your ass out. You feel me? Like Uncle Phil and them used to toss out Jazzy J, whatever his name is, out the crib. They toss my ass up out there. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. So I get up, dust myself off and shit. And I'm like, man, fuck it. I'ma just go to the car and call my friend at the car, And so as I'm walking towards the car, I hear my friend's sister like, hey, where you going? So I turn around and I'm watching her coming out the club, and it's a dude behind her. And I noticed that it's the dude. Oop, I'm not even in it, damn. I noticed that it's the dude that was arguing in that bitch. So he going in the front of his pocket and he pulled out a gun. So she walking towards me, her back turned away from him. So she walking towards me and I'm like, he got a gun. And that motherfucker just let that bitch go off. I'm seeing the fire, seeing the motherfucking sparks, from the gun. So she take off running, I take off running. I don't know where the hell she went. But I just run right behind the first car that I see, you know. And so my damn phone hit the ground as my ass is running and shit. So I, get behind the motherfucking car. I get down on my knees, I turn over, and I see my phone is like right on the side of the car, but it's like far enough where I can't reach it. I'm hearing motherfucking gunshots just going off. Then I hear somebody breathing. So I turned over, I'm down, kneel down on the ground behind the car. I turn behind me, and it's a lady behind me. And her ass is sitting there on her knees, and she crying. And so I turn over and look at her, and I just grab her hand, and we start praying. And as we praying, we feel the car like shake. We leaning up against the car, so the car shake, and it stop us mid-prayer. And I look up, and I can see that on the opposite side of the car is that dude that got the motherfucking gun that started the shooting. He on the side of our car, and he shooting. So they shooting directly at the car. And I just fell back down on my knees and just started praying again with old girl, because it was bullets flying everywhere. And so the bullets stopped. We could hear old dude take off running somewhere. And we just sat there for like 5 minutes and just sat still. Then in the distance, I can hear the ambulance coming and shit. That's made me stand up and take off running. And so I just ran to my car and got in the car. And I sat there for a while. I left old girl there. I ain't even say nothing to her ass. I dipped. You feel me? But I get to the car, and I'm literally about to shit on myself. I was in that bitch about to shit on myself. I think I actually did, bitch. Okay? So I'm reversing out of that bitch, trying to get up out of the parking lot and shit. And I was going to drive over to where the police was at, because the police was just right in the middle of the street. I was going to drive over to where the police was at, leave my car there, and tell them my friend is in the inside of that bitch, and I need to get her. I need to figure out where she's at. And just as I'm reversing out and about to pull into the street, I see my friend walking across the street. And I'm like, girl, I was just about to tell the police that your ass is in there, and this and that, and I'm low-key irritated with her ass, because I have been trying to tell her ass, let's go. You feel me? Let's get the fuck up out of here when they ass was arguing. Let's go. Okay? So she get in the car. She like, I've been trying to call you. Oh, I totally forgot. One part I totally forgot to say was that once I waited there for them 5 minutes, I remember that my phone was on the ground. So I was going to go grab that before I took off running to the car. And I looked over there, and my motherfucking phone wasn't on the ground. So I'm saying to myself, damn, they had enough time to stop and grab a motherfucking phone while bullets was flying over their damn head. Damn. And they picked up my shit. Like, damn. So fast forward, she get in the car. She like, I've been trying to call you. I'm like, bitch, I done lost my damn phone. So motherfucker picked up my damn phone. And she was like, yeah, because I've been trying to call you and figure out where you was at and stuff like that. So we gonna head home and shit. So my friend, she called my phone. And a dude answered like, yeah, what's up? Like, it's his shit. Come on. He answered the motherfucking phone like it's his shit. Yeah, what's up? Then she like, who is this? He like, who is this? She like, you got my friend phone. Where you at? He was like, I'm not finna tell you where I'm at. I need $150 for this phone. She's like, what? You gotta pay for her phone. Like, you got me fucked up. No, nigga, we ain't finna do all of that. We ain't finna do all that. Just tell me where you at so I can go pick up the phone. And he like, it's gonna be $150, and hung up on her ass. I'm like, this is some bullshit. So I end up taking her home, and she was like, she couldn't find my iPhone to work. So she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and finish trying to figure out what the hell's going on at the crib, and I'll just let you know, on Instagram or whatever, because I had my little iPad or whatever. So I'm like, when I get home, I just communicate with you on Instagram, on my iPad. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to find your iPhone and then see if we can just drive to where they at. You feel me? And I'm like, all right, shit, I was ready. Shoot, I ain't had no $150. I had paid that phone off. So I ended up dropping her ass off, and then she called me later that evening. She was like, girl, I find my iPhone to work. Why the fuck? I know the nigga house that the phone is at. She was like, I know exactly where your phone is at. I know that nigga that stay there. So, ended up getting my phone back, and my life was saved. That was some crazy stuff. And, I know that this is a story that a lot of people done been through. Shootouts happen all the time. So, y'all just be safe out there. Especially if y'all people that like to go out to the clubs all the time and be doing them date parties and house parties and shit like that. Y'all just be easy out there, because it's most definitely, and me being 34 years old, it's most definitely not how it used to be going out. You got to really watch your back. You always had to anyway, but you got to do it even more now, straight up, because nobody fighting with these anymore. Nobody fighting with these anymore. So anytime I see a motherfuckers getting to arguing and shit like that, that's a big no for me. Especially dudes. When dudes start arguing, oh man, it ain't nobody fighting with fists no more. Sure, you better get it pushing. I ain't never been no person that just stand around and watch people fight and watch an argument and all. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm keeping it pushing. Straight up. I don't know how the hell I get pushed up out the party. I just looked up and they just tossed my ass out the door right along with their ass. I don't know how I get split up, but that's how it be though. And them clubs, it be going from 0 to 100 real motherfucking quick, bitch. So y'all be easy out there. I'll holler at you next time. Be safe going out, period. Okay? Be safe.